you both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decisions.
Sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024 is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How is everybody on a Saturday morning? Some of you are at home resting. Rising Force, 666, Chaudhry, Qasim Ashraf, Asan Abdullah. Everybody watching on YouTube as well, welcome guys. Welcome. The idea for me to go live, to be honest with you, is to engage with everybody who generally watches my content. Take any questions. Take any questions that you guys may have with respect to Dubai real estate or life in general in Dubai. If some of you are looking to move here, so on and so forth. Alhamdulillah, everything is going well in Dubai. I think subhanallah, we're entering a very new, good era in 2025. Like, the world over, we're seeing peace. This is my opinion. People might disagree with me, but I think in general there's peace coming about. There's good positivity in the air. Dubai's got a lot of new projects, such as the loop, the air taxis. I think globally we're in a very interesting area, interesting time as well with AI. Subhanallah. I don't know if you guys are as excited about the way AI is transforming the way we are currently living at a very surface level. If you're as excited as I am, okay, I can personally see from a business perspective, AI making things very different. I know that some people are a little bit apprehensive on what's going to happen, how things are going to shape and change, but I think we're going through good times, okay, alhamdulillah. I've got a question here from a gentleman, Harry Patel, okay. He's a tenant. He's asking me some many questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then his questions. May Allah bless you. Look, this is you've got a lengthy question, Harry Patel, but I'm gonna tell you something, okay? In your particular scenario, where you're dealing with a landlord, a court, a tenant, I'll give you basic advice. The basic advice is, look, first of all, I'm not an expert to be able to guide you on rental dispute situations. Like, I'll be honest with you, as much as I'd like to, I'm not an expert. Alhamdulillah, so far in the many years that we generally have been maintaining and managing properties, we've never gone to court, okay? We end up never going to court. Alhamdulillah, we're very happy about that. Now, what I truly suggest for you is to hire somebody who might give you professional help and does this day in, day out. That's the best advice I can give you. I can't advise you based on your situation online, okay? I can't. It's just that if I gave you advice, then I might put you in a situation that might be detrimental to you, right? Because your situation, when things go to court and so on and so forth, you need professional advice who can help you manage the relationship. Okay, so I wish you all the best. So Rising Force 666 asks, if I have a property in Dubai, how are you, Rising Force 666? If I have a property in Dubai, for example, the value is 800K fully paid, can I get a loan from the bank? Okay, you've got to speak to a mortgage broker. From what I understand, before, I'll give you my answer. Before you could, it's kind of changed now a little bit. Okay, it's changed. Like the central bank came in. This is generally called an equity release, right? So you're basically trying to, what do you call it? You're basically trying to just release some equity out of the situation. Before, it was quite easy that you could do this. Now there are some rules and regulations around it. So my personal recommendation is that you would check with a mortgage broker. It's very easy. There's a lot of mortgage brokers online. It's easy to find some. Okay, I don't want to push somebody or recommend somebody to you. I recommend that you just go quick, do an online search, and you will be able to find people. Okay. Jers Creation TV asks, hi sir, what if I'm working for a real estate company and I just wanted first to have RERA and have RERA license? Would that be agent started as a 43 years old inspiring real estate agent? If you're just working at the company just to get your RERA license, here's the thing. In Dubai, most companies, unless it's your friend's company, if they bring you on board and they go through the process of getting you your RERA, which is the Real Estate Regulatory Agency license that licenses you to sell real estate in Dubai. The thing is, they're doing that for a purpose. Like, why are they actually helping you do that? The main reason is so that you can actually start working as a real estate agent, and they can start getting you to be an income generating asset instead of just somebody who wanted a RERA license and you're not doing any work for them, right? So why would they do that unless it's your friends and family, so on and so forth? Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay. Legal assistance services. How much % payment of sales price needs to be paid to the developer along with 4% fee DLD for regeneration? I think he means generation of the SPA. Okay, with DLD and getting Ukud. Okay, so I'm going to explain this to you. Generally speaking, the norm in Dubai is that you pay 20% plus 4% and your SPA gets generated. Does this vary? It does vary. Okay, some developers might change this because the construction progress might be at 30% or 40%, and they might ask you for 30% down payment or 40% down payment, and they're within their rights to do so because they're technically selling a property to you. Okay, so if they ask you for 9%, 10%, 8% down payment, then that's the payment that you're going to have to be making. Okay, or 10 or 15%, 20%. Now, there are some scenarios where I've seen developers do a 10% plus 4%, and they've issued SPAs as well. Okay, these are some developers, not all the time. Okay, so welcome for being here, Hassan Mansoor, Ridwan, Nabi Erkinov, Hassan. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Hope you're well. Sebastian James, guys. The idea is for me to answer any questions you guys might have. Okay, that's a good question. Ahsan Abdullah, salam, brother. Is Damac Islands an affordable replica of the Oasis by Emaar? What a question. I think you're trying to answer the question within the question. I don't believe that might be the case, but that is an interesting way of looking at it, because Oasis is something that has a lot of lagoon space as well. So to compare, for those who don't know what Mr. Hassan Abdullah is saying, is essentially speaking, Oasis is this master plan community by Emaar, which is considered to be quite luxury, compares to Emirates Hills. It's got mostly and mainly only villas. It has no townhouses. It has no apartment buildings. It's kind of like Emirates Hills, right? So if you compare even Dubai Hills has apartments. Dubai Hills has townhouses. Dubai Hills has Dubai Hills has, it has offices, so on and so forth. Oasis, on the other hand, like Emirates Hills, has only villas. Okay, the difference is in Emirates Hills, most of the houses are built by the end home users. They bought a plot of land and then they built their own houses. Oasis, majority, Emaar is building the houses themselves. Majority. That's not to say that there won't be a future launch where they're going to provide plots of land that people can build. Now, I'm not sure if the back islands can compare to Oasis, but it could perhaps in some perceptions. Why? Because from so far what I've seen of the master plan, the Mac Islands also doesn't have they have townhouses, but buildings and so on and so forth. So it could, in some ways, I wouldn't say compare as an affordable replica. I think the category still remains the same, but the user experience or the people living there might be quite interesting and might be somewhat, we could say, similar. So I don't like to use the word affordable replica because when you use the word affordable in Dubai, Dubai is kind of like this place which is for a lot of people, you've got to recognize it's kind of like not affordable now to just invest in Dubai. Like they have to go to other cities in Dubai or in the neighboring environment where they can afford property on the per square foot price. So when you say affordable, yeah, you're saying in relative terms, but I prefer not to use the word affordable. And when you use the word replica as well, while I don't disagree with you in terms of using the word replica, you're free to use it. But then, replica also has this connotation of, being a copy of something. And I think both of these places are going to have their own identity and they're going to have their own price point and their own goodness for the people who are going to be living there. Welcome, everybody who's here. Thank you for that question, Brother Hassan. Dubai off plan 19. Come on, bring your questions over. I'd love to see a question from yourself as well. Shinaz Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum, brother. Hope you're well. Sebastian James, everybody who's watching on YouTube, guys, listen. Here's the deal with YouTube, okay? Thank you for being here. I see a lot of people on YouTube. Thank you for being here. The only thing is, when you're here, I can pretty much never ever know who it is until you put in the chat box, hello, hi, how are you, or a question. Gio Bimanu, Zaryab, Dubai off plan 19, Ahsan Abdullah, Shinaz Muhammad, Salamu alaikum. Kif halik? It's good to see everybody who I've not seen in a while. Love to see you guys. Miss you guys, especially when I'm not getting comments and questions. Then I love to take some. Okay, let's answer one more question from here. Somebody has a small question. I have a small question, so the guy starts with that, right? It's 7 Speaks BS9YN. I have a small question. Sure, let's take your small question, okay? When a developer is taking time unnecessary to finish the project beyond the period stated in the SPA, how does the buyer raise the concern? Will the buyer get a refund? And does the buyer willingly or not to agree on any delay mentioned in the SPA in order to secure the deal 1 year beyond the ACD, I think the anticipated completion date. Right. So guys, generally speaking, when you're coming in the Dubai market, generally speaking, the developers are allowed a 1 year delay within the legal law of the UAE in Dubai. Why they're allowed that is for unforeseen and circumstances that are beyond their reach. But you've got to understand as well, like, when you're buying from a developer, some of these developers are pretty experienced in the game. They know what they're doing, and it's pretty much tick the boxes for them to do a development. Sometimes that's why they will pre-deliver to you. Sometimes it can happen that delays set in. When delays do set in, you've got to kind of, I would say, like, be a little bit patient with the developer if you can see that they are doing their best. If you very quickly move towards seeking compensation, thinking about compensation, I think the one person you're going to be agitating is yourself. Like, you're going to be continuously agitating yourself to think about, should I get compensated for this? You've got to understand, sometimes it's beyond the developer's control for the delay that has taken place. Like, it's something that they can't control. It's happened. Just look to work with them. You can always approach them to ask for something as compensation, maybe extra parking, perhaps rent for you. In my career, I have seen one developer provide compensation to their to their customers without being asked for it. Okay, what did they give? I think they gave them rent. Okay, so I think they were delayed by 6 months, and they just offered them rent. They just said, okay, here's some rent. They knew that they were delayed, they were behind. They just, they said, here's rent for you guys. They apologized and they gave them 6 months of rent. And the funny thing is, this delay was during the 2008 crisis, where a lot of people were delayed. Okay, a lot of people were not on ball in anyways, right? Hey, welcome everybody who's here on Instagram, right? Who's here on Instagram? Let's check this out, right? Dubai of Plan, Sebastian James, FD Global Properties. Welcome. So Dubai Off Plan asks a question. Okay, what factors do you think are attracting more expats or families to Dubai's real estate market now? Okay, that's quite interesting. Dubai Off Plan 19. I'd like to ask you, what do you generally think most families are looking for in general? Okay, so when people are looking to grow in terms of where they want to live, okay, where they want to have kids, where they want to grow, what are they generally looking at, right? What are they generally looking at? I'd like to ask you this question as well. I've got an answer. That's a very intelligent question. It's a very brilliant question. I'd like to ask you. Okay. Can I answer it? Can I answer in two specific areas? Dubai Off Plan. It's a good question. Brilliant question. May Allah bless you. Now look at this. Okay. There's two things that most people are looking for today. Okay. Generally, okay, speaking. And we can then go further in, okay? One of them is economics. Okay? Economics. Okay? Economics means people are looking at their own personal money situation, right? I'm talking about general people, right? There are specifics, there are exceptions, but people are looking, generally speaking, at economics. Money. And then, so can they make money? Can they have a job? If they start a business, can the business grow? So on and so forth, right? Right? Almost, generally speaking, okay, we're living in a capitalist world. Generally speaking, that's the ideology. Then they're looking at safety and security for their family, right? So I'll give you an example. Pick up any country in the world, and let's say, for example, you can make tons and tons of money over there, but there's no safety and security. Then what's going to happen? You'll end up living there, and you'll keep your wife and kids in a country that's, neighboring, right? I don't want to name any countries, but you can think about it, because a lot of young countries have a lot of opportunity, and the economies are growing fast. But with that, and with the absence of rule of law, the safety and the security sometimes is lacking. So even though you can make tons of money, the safety and the security is low. So then you don't want your family there. You might want to risk yourself there, right? Welcome, Fatima Sohail, Dubai Off Plan, Kurban Bhatti, Sebastian James, Brother Asin. Okay, so you've got good economics in Dubai, generally speaking, right? So you've got good economics in Dubai. You can make, what does good economics mean? There's no income tax. There's no capital gains tax on property, right? So no income tax. Imagine, I've got a friend who moved back to Toronto. No, he did move back to Toronto. Okay, bleep. You didn't listen. You didn't hear the country I mentioned, okay? So bleep that off of your head, okay? But forget the country. But he moved back to a developed country in the Western Hemisphere. And he wrote an article. He didn't move back. He was just visiting, and he went back. And he said, it feels to him as though they're working 6 months or 4 months of the year for the government. That's what they're doing. Right? He's an entrepreneur. He's got multiple exits where he has built companies and sold them to big corporations, big companies. Like he's sold, one of his companies got sold to Shopify. Right? So that's pretty big, but obviously he probably paid tax on that, right? So from an economic perspective, UAE is pretty good, right? No income tax. There is opportunity. You can make money. And then if there's no opportunity for you in the UAE, there's opportunity in Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Oman, so on and so forth, right? That's one. And then it's income tax free. The other is it's a very safe place. Alhamdulillah. I think there's very few countries that are more safe than the United Arab Emirates or Dubai, right? There are other countries you could say, no, I've been to this country, which is even more safer than what you have in the GCC. Okay, I'm not arguing. I'm not here to debate with you, but it's very, very safe. Then for some people, spirituality spirituality is also something they're looking at. Okay, what do I mean by spirituality? Okay, there is a certain culture in other countries around the world that is not appreciated by those who hold close to their heart family conservative values. Okay, so you get that in the UAE, right? So you can come here, you can have a good life economically, generally speaking. It's safe and secure, generally speaking, quite safe and secure. Then your family, your culture and your values, if you align with the culture and the values of the United Arab Emirates or the GCC, then again, you like to live here. What other things do you think Dubai Off Plan 19 would be attracting people to move here? Now, I like to play on the positives. I don't like to say, oh, the world's getting, poorer, and you go to some countries and you see homeless people and blah. Oh, forget that, right? Somebody said this to me. This was in 2003 or 4 or 5 or 6. And I still remember in Toronto, he was like a young teacher of ours. He was trying to tell us something. Like, he said, look, whenever you're trying to tell somebody something, always give them the positive, okay? Never give them the negatives of anything. You don't need to, right? If I presented to you a glass of water, I can tell you that my glass of water is really clean, really good. Drink. Instead of me telling you, yo, your glass of water is so dirty, what are you doing? You should be drinking from my glass. You don't need to do all of that. You don't need to do all of that. Does that make sense? Okay. Al-Hajj Minakudriya, Shadia, welcome. Francois Violet, mashallah, bless you. There's always like that good name to, pronounce. Francois Violet. Violet? Do you say Violet instead? Ahsan Abdullah, Sebastian James. Hey, everybody on YouTube, send your comments and questions in. I've got some comments here. Okay, so Monica has a question. Did they want to go live with me on the phone? Check with them. I'll read the question. I'll be happy to answer their question. Hi Fahd, how are you? This is Monica. I have been. So obviously, I see the question, Monica, that you're asking. The best thing for me would be if you wanted to go live, we could have a quick discussion, and then Francois, hi Fahd, hello, how are you? And then I'd love to answer your question in a little bit more detail. Dubai Off Plan. So I give you 3 reasons, okay? Economically, you can make money in Dubai and it's tax-free. You can invest in Dubai and the income, there's no tax. Like, alhamdulillah, we kind of like take things for granted. But the reality is you can really do well in Dubai. And Dubai, the environment will actually, what do you call this? Clap you on, encourage you on, right? They really want you to do well. Alhamdulillah. That's number 1. Number 2, there's the safety, security for families to live here. Francois Violet, I pronounce your name correctly. Thank you very much, brother. And then, there's the spiritual aspect as well. A lot of people who have conservative values, yes, conservative values. People like that. Okay, so Dubai Off Plan says, thank you for answering. You're welcome. However, I also think it's Dubai's central location which makes it more appealing for expats to settle here. Yes, I agree with you. That's a very good point. Dubai is central, alhamdulillah. And can I add to that? When you say Dubai is a central location, I agree 100%. And I want to add something to this. When you think of Dubai being a central location, I always have this, and I make this in my videos, that Dubai as a central location is well connected to the rest of the world. Think about it, right? Think about it. Dubai as a central location is connected to the rest of the world. How is it? It's got a hub, brilliant airport, and then it's got Emirates Airline, which services the entire world. So Dubai off plan, I love the point that you're making. Thank you very much. Again, it's brilliant point. And at the same time, you got to remember that Dubai is invested in the airport and Emirates to get the entire world connected to it as a central location. And again, I focus on telling people, look, instead of telling them, look, jump onto this boat, it'll be good for you. We just say, you know what? This boat is really good for you. It's going places. You're meant to be happy here. Come on over and things will be good. Okay, alhamdulillah. We've got a question. Okay. All right. Okay. Who do we have? Guys, I'd love to, if you'd like to come online with us and give me a question. Right now, we do it old school. We take you online on a phone. We let you to be able to hear it. We've got somebody over here who's an agent and we can talk live. Hello. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Fahd. This is Monica.
Okay, Monica, thanks very much for joining. I see your question here in front of me, but for our listeners, give us a little bit of a background on your question and your situation, and let's see if we can help you think through to some better things. Go ahead.
Sure. So, I joined Dubai Real Estate 2 years ago.
Okay.
Almost 2 years ago, and currently working in Marina
Okay.
in residential sales and leasing. Alhamdulillah, I'm been doing good. But now that my agency renewal is coming up, the contract renewal is coming up, I want to see what are my growth opportunities. Should I transit to off-plan sales, or
Right.
should I continue what I'm doing in secondary?
Okay.
Where do I see myself grow better?
Okay, that's amazing, Monica. Look, first of all, congratulations on lasting in the industry for 2 years. That's really,
Thank
really, really good. Let me ask you a question. These 2 years, so the first year might have been something that you were trying to find your space. I don't know if you were doing real estate before, but in your second year, do you feel that you have achieved 50% of your goals, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, 100%?
I think if what I expected from myself, I think I've done 80%.
Okay, that's really
Okay.
good. Okay. 80%, hey? What does 80% look like? If you don't want to do specific numbers, that's fine. But does this translate, because you're doing leasing and sales, does this translate to 20 leasing and sales deals in a year? Does it translate to 30 sales and leasing deals?
24.
Okay, that's a very good number. And of the 24, how many are sales and how many is leasing as a percentage?
Only leasing was 24.
Okay.
Sales was 6.
Okay, that's excellent. Look, okay, that's excellent. 6. So you did about 30 transactions, which is good. But because the major component is leasing, obviously you're making anywhere between, let's say, 2,000 to 10,000 dirhams on average for a leasing transaction, right? As gross, okay? But sales, you can end up making maybe 50,000, 100,000, more in the okay. Now here's the thing, okay? Somebody who's been in the market for 2 years, I think that you can definitely pivot. I'm going to talk about two things. Let's not talk about your company first, okay? I'm going to talk about you, and then I'm going to talk about clients and relationships that you can service. So somebody who's been in the market for 2 years, I think you're ready in your third year to definitely push forward more with more sales. Like instead of making 10,000 per transaction, which, leasing's a lot of work as well, by the way, right? We know this. How about you make 30,000 dirhams, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, maybe 100,000 per transaction. Let's not even say 100. Let's just aim for 30 to 40,000 per transaction. Now, if it was 30 to 40,000 per transaction, right? And if you did 24, I think you'd be like smiling bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
So first of all is investing in yourself to recognize that, look, I can do more sales. I need to pivot towards more sales. Now, in the beginning, that can be a little tricky because you're so ingrained and grounded and well-oiled in the leasing situation that it's going to be difficult for you to say no to something. So it's going to come a lot at you, right?
But where I'm getting stuck at.
It's
I'm
normal.
not able to say no.
It's normal. It's natural. And you don't want to say no in the beginning because that's bread and butter maybe, right? That's your vacation money. That's your bag money. That's your, I don't know that's your spending money. That's your luxury
Mhm.
money, right? So you can't say no, but you've got to start shifting your mind to
Yeah.
say, I want to. Okay, how do you do that? You start with your current tenants and you start asking them, like, would you like to buy something? Can I take you to some buyer viewings and so on and so forth, right? So you
Mhm.
start building your database of buyers. Right now, you've got a database of tenants. You've got to start
Mhm.
building your database of buyers or sellers. That's number one.
Mhm.
Number two, look, I like when people are focused in one area, like Dubai Marina. So when you're focused in one area, that's how you're allowed and you're able and capable to churn out 30 transactions because you're
Correct.
focused, you're not driving around the place. But now I've got a question for you, okay?
Yes.
At the end of the day, you're dealing with who? A human being, right?
Yes.
Which means that there is always a relationship there.
Mhm.
So half these tenants have enough money to pay a deposit on an off-plan property in Dubai.
Right.
Why wouldn't they do that through you if you already have a relationship? But maybe they think you only focused on tenancies and rentals.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but almost everybody's trying to get into Dubai real estate as an investor. Some of
Mhm.
these maybe are able to afford putting a deposit on a property in Dubai Marina, but let's not kid ourselves. Dubai Marina for some people is not
Very
affordable.
expensive.
So
Yeah.
then what are
Yeah.
you going to tell them? Like, you have a choice. You can call your 24 tenants and say, look, there's this great, because your question was, should I move to off-plan sales? Well, why don't you do it now? You call these tenants and say, pick up a project in Dubai Marina. You call them and say, look, I've got this amazing, great project in Dubai Marina. Don't sell them on the phone. Just ask them to visit you in the sales center.
Mhm.
Now the thing is, not all of them can afford Dubai Marina.
Mhm.
So what do you say? Do you say, okay, that's all I know and that's all I'm going to sell you. If you can't afford this property, I'm not going to help you purchase a property in Dubai Sports City because it's just not something I do. But then why not leverage your relationship with you where they trust you?
Yeah, that's
you
actually an amazing idea because I have seen now many tenants moving to different areas of Dubai.
correct?
Because originally, when someone just as an expat comes to Dubai, they want to feel the Dubai life.
Yes.
As a tenant, they want to live in Marina. But later on, over the period of years, they find out that it's not quite a life because there
Of
are a lot
course.
of traffic, a lot of tourists. So they move on to
Agree.
other areas. If I can get them ready now, that if a project say in Furjan or JVT is going to be ready after 3 years, and I
Correct.
get them on board now,
Correct.
after 2 years they would be moving to their own home.
Correct. And they might already be thinking about it.
Hmm.
If you reach out to them, they'll be like, "Oh,
Right.
thank you, Monica, for coming out and reaching out." And yes, let's explore. So some people might explore, some people might buy, but at the end of the day, it's that relationship that you have cultivated with them
Right.
that is the main critical thing. A lot of times agents, myself, my team, we all think that we're selling property. No, you're selling a solution. The guy who you rented a place to isn't about
Hmm.
the property. He's looking for shelter for himself and his family. You're providing that solution for him and he trusts you. So why don't you
Correct.
go forth and give him that solution? As you said, you've got a relationship. 2 years is good. Why don't you give him that further solution to his growing family to buy a villa, or a further
Yeah.
solution to his $200,000 that's just sitting in the bank,
Hmm.
right?
Correct.
So
that's amazing.
yeah,
Thank you so much for
you're
this
welcome.
idea.
With respect to the agency, look, I'll tell you something. None of
Hmm.
us. I've been in a few companies. I've worked with them. Nobody or no agency in the Dubai market is going to come around and say that we're perfect. So none of us say that. And
Hmm.
no agents are going to say my agency is perfect. So it's kind of like make it work. If you're like 80% happy there and you can
Hmm.
grow and you see yourself growing, then my opinion is, look, try to make it work. If you feel that there's more opportunity at the places where you can genuinely, like 2 years is enough time for you to judge if you're happy somewhere. If you
Yeah.
genuinely find something else, like, are you unhappy for some reason?
So it's honestly it's a family thing.
Okay.
But I don't want to all my life be, stuck somewhere,
Sure.
because we are in Dubai, we are in an industry that there is opportunity to grow and earn more. I don't want to limit myself.
Sure, sure. Yes, absolutely. Like, look, if you have that nagging feeling, then you're probably going to leave. So there's nothing I can tell you to change your mind. But if you have that nagging feeling that I'm not reaching my full potential today here, then you should
Yeah.
definitely do that. And by the way, and this comes back to this thing, I've got a question for you. Okay,
Yeah.
if somebody wants to, if you're selling them a ready apartment in Dubai Marina, okay, for example, if they want to explore and they can't afford Dubai Marina, they want to afford something else which is off plan, would you say no to them?
No,
Exactly.
I don't say no. I check out the projects, but then again, because of the limited training and exposure that I have with my current company, I'm not able to get it, get them there.
Right. Look, I'll tell you something, Monica, and this will help you. I understand you're saying that you're limited in training and exposure. My recommendation is, look, there's a lot of agents out there who are senior in the business, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You can find girls, guys, who are willing to, work with you. Like, you don't even need to find agents. If you find another developer and you find a salesperson who's been there 2, 3 years, just hang around with them. Tell them, hey, listen, teach me a little bit. And when they're free a little bit, they'll give you a few tips and tricks. So,
Right.
so they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Appears.
So be
Correct.
ready, be willing to go out there, meet these developers. There's always sales agents over there who've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years of experience. If you're nice to them, you don't have to bring them a cup of coffee, because if you do business with them, you'll bring them business. Just tell them, look, I need a little bit of help. It only takes you 3 months, Monica. It doesn't take too long. Only 3 months. You'll learn.
Got it.
All right. Okay. So lovely to field your questions and answer them. If you've got anything, look, always put them across in the comment section. Thank you very much for coming online live with
Thank
us. I appreciate it. Hope this helps. Anything else?
It did. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It was really helpful.
Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Thank you very much for staying. Look, this is live, right? If you guys have questions that you would want me to answer, I'd love to. This is from an agent, okay? That's fine. If you're an investor, I can take those questions as well. Like, agent questions aren't, investor questions aren't off limits as well, okay? So Dubai Off Plan says, thank you for answering. However, I also think it's Dubai's central location, which makes it more appealing for expats to settle here. Yes, I completely agree with you. That is very, very, very true. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you guys have any more questions, Muzi, welcome. I want to share with you guys something, okay? This is something that we were discussing today, and this is very particular for agents who might be working in the Dubai market, okay? Some people who are new, who are working in the Dubai market. I'm going to explain something to you guys, okay? When you're working with other investors, there's a couple of things that you're looking at. And there's a couple of things that you will know that every transaction, when you do a transaction with somebody, they will walk away, they'll give you this, okay? So number one, people generally, and this is true for not just the Dubai market, it's global, right? Until AIs and robots become like the norm, this is normal for almost everywhere. Generally speaking, you must like each other to do business with each other. Like, subhanallah, like, think about it. Matlab, if you don't like each other, how are you going to do business with each other? I think it's very, very critical that you like each other, right? Agree, right? So if you're an agent, the person who does business with you should like you. But liking here means professionally, okay? Like, they don't need to like you because your hairstyle's amazing or the watch is amazing. They should like you because you are a professional, okay? That's what they should like about you, okay? Number two, they should trust you, okay? Number two, they should trust you, okay? No trust, no business, okay? Number three, you should have a professional relationship with them. No relationship, no business. No relationship, no business. Number four, you should be able to give each other time. Like, if they can't give you time, then you are most likely not going to do business with them. Right? If they can't give you time, you're not going to do business with them. If you don't have time for them, you're not going to be able to do business with them either, right? So you should, in either circumstance, be able to give each other time. If you're not giving each other time, no can do. So they must like you. They must trust you. You must have a professional relationship, and you must be able to give each other time. And last but not the least, you have to provide them expert value. If you're not providing expert value to them, business ain't happening. All right. Hey guys, thank you very much for everybody who was here with me online, watching, asking questions. Faraz Ahmed asks, no, says salam. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Faraz Ahmed, I don't see any more questions coming through. I really appreciate you guys being here. It is my pleasure being together with you guys. If you guys have any questions, always guys, just send them across to me. Fiseha McConan asks, can the developer ask to collect the 20% down payment with their current account? If you're following the rules of the regulations, is that any payment for properties should go to an escrow account. Okay, Francois Violet, thank you very much, Francois. Hey Francois, I've got some deals. Could you WhatsApp the number? Reach out to me. Oh, I will DM you. Okay. You are okay. That's a funny question. Okay, yalla. Thank you guys, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for this live. Until next time, goodbye for now.
You both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decisions.
You know, sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024 is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall.